Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to do another episode of the Setlist Snubs series. In this series I'm going to talk about a handful of songs from different bands that don't get played live very much. However, I'm going to give you some reasons why I feel like these underrated songs actually deserve to get played live more often than they do. If there's a specific band you guys want me to talk about in a future episode of this series, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll check your feedback. Today we're going to talk about some underrated songs from none other than Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So Joan Jett has done some astounding songs throughout her illustrious career, along with a ton of fantastic cover songs as well. She has a wide variety of songs to choose from. So I absolutely adore Joan Jett's voice. I think the only fitting way to describe her would be as a succubus. I know that sounds kind of mean, but it's not meant to be an insult, more of a compliment. What I mean by that is she looks great and sounds even better. There's something very tempting about her singing. When she sings, there's a very seductive presence in those lyrics. Plus, her fashion is right up my alley. Black and leather, nothing wrong with that. So, before we get to the underrated songs from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, as always, I want to give you guys a quick recap of some reasons why all bands, not just this one, choose to play certain songs live and ignore other songs. I know it gets kind of annoying when I go through this during every Setlist Snubs video. I mainly do this for the benefit of the new viewers, the ones who haven't seen the Setlist Snubs videos before. This is their first one. I just want to make things clear for them. You can skip this if you want, though. So the first reason is that casual fans simply aren't interested in anything besides the most popular songs that a band releases. They don't bother to dig deeper. They tend to gravitate toward the biggest hits. For example, in this case, I Love Rock and Roll, the cover song, I Hate Myself for Loving You, Bad Reputation, Love is Pain, etc. Those are some extremely well-known Joan Jett songs that every fan knows about. Those are still solid songs, don't get me wrong. There's nothing bad about those songs. It's just when you've heard those songs over and over so many times, then it starts to wear on you. The songs start to become stale. You don't get as excited about them anymore as you used to. So the next reason is that there's a lot of pressure out there from both fans and even the fellow band members to basically play their most popular songs live. They want to do that because it keeps the fans happy. If they please the fans, then chances are the fans are probably going to come back to a show later on in the tour. On the other hand, if the fans didn't enjoy the songs on the set list that night, they're probably going to regret spending their money to come see this band, so they're not going to bother coming back. So that's another reason. The third reason is that albums that sold considerably less compared to others or weren't as well received, didn't receive glowing reviews, you're probably not going to hear that many songs off those albums performed live because fans either won't recognize those songs or they won't like them. So some of the albums that Joan Jett and the Blackhearts have released that didn't get as much love would be some of their more recent albums, Sinner and Unvarnished. So you're probably not going to hear very many songs off those particular albums live. The next reason is that sometimes a band has something against one of their songs. They hate the song, so they intentionally choose to avoid playing that song live at shows at all costs. So the fifth and final reason is that casual fans just outnumber the amount of hardcore fans out there when it comes to pretty much every band. So the band will listen to the casual fan's voice over the hardcore fans. That's the way it goes. So now that we've reviewed that, let's move on to some stats about Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I got these stats off of Setlist.fm. I'll put a link down in the description if you're interested in this site. All you have to do is go to Google and type in the name of the band that you want to know more about. Then you type in tour statistics right after that. Click on the first result. It'll take you to this huge list of songs that the band has done. It will tell you exactly how many times each song has been performed live over the years. You can also check out some information about tours, albums, pretty much anything you ever wanted to know. It's all there. So on this website, according to Setlist.fm, the most played live song from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts has been I Love Rock and Roll, the cover song that was originally released by The Arrows. This song has been played live 611 times, to be exact. Right behind it, if we're sticking to original songs, would be Bad Reputation. Bad Reputation has been played almost as many times, 587. To put that in perspective, Bad Reputation, if you listen to that song 587 times in a row, all day long without any breaks, non-stop, it would take approximately 95,681 seconds. It might make more sense to convert that to days. When you do that, you get 1.1 days. So that's how long it would take. Kind of puts that number 587 in perspective. Makes more sense. So now let's move on to my list of underrated Joan Jett and the Blackhearts songs. I picked 5 of them. I tried to go through and pick a variety of songs. I didn't think it would be fair to pick a bunch of songs off the same album. I wanted to give every album a chance, approach each album with a healthy amount of respect. So that's what I did. So I'll put a link to all of these underrated songs that we're going to discuss today in the description as well. If you want to hear them for yourself, go ahead. So I arranged these songs in descending order based on how many times they've been played live. Most played live underrated song at the top, then the next, then the next, the next, and the next. So the first song that we're going to discuss today is 100 Feet Away, off the album simply called Album. Very literal title. I'm surprised that all the songs off the album weren't just called track 1, track 2, track 3, etc. Whatever. So this song has been played live just 42 times. Not very much compared to the top rated songs. So like most Joan Jett songs, this one is also super short, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. In fact, I think it could be beneficial to release short songs because you don't get burned out halfway through the song. You don't get tired of the song. Your mind doesn't start wandering, thinking about other things before the song ends. So having a short song can be a good thing. You also have some sick guitar thrown into this song. I'm a big fan of the vocal harmonies that they use within the song. Provides a nice balance between Joan Jett and her partner. Their voices are distinct enough that they kind of balance each other out. So you also hear some signature owls. Ow. I'm not a singer. So there are some cool lyrics in this song, not really lacking in anything as far as I'm concerned, so I would highly recommend that song. The next underrated song that we're going to talk about is I'm Gonna Run Away off the I Love Rock and Roll album. This song has been performed at concerts even less, just 14 times. Well, despite the title, I'm Gonna Run Away, definitely won't make you leave. You'll want to stick around and hear this song all the way through. Definitely worth your time. Gives you a spicy riff right out of the gate. Pretty emotional vocals in this song. Awesome pacing. The song doesn't feel too fast or too slow, just right. Extremely catchy, especially the chorus. So you should definitely check out this song as well. The next song that we're going to talk about is called Riding with James Dean off the Up Your Alley album. James Dean also gave us one of my all-time favorite quotes. Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today. I think people should apply that quote to their lives. I certainly do, as you never know when your time will be up. So anyway, this song has been performed live 13 times. Not nearly enough. Sounds very familiar. Fits right in with the other Joan Jett and the Blackhearts tracks. Doesn't feel out of place. It belongs with their other songs. There's some clever lyrics here. Provides an adventurous type of atmosphere. Something that makes you want to break away from your comfort zone. I can see people listening to this and then doing something that they were afraid of before. They were motivated by this song to actually get up and do something risky, take some sort of action, do something they were scared of. So that's what I personally believe the song brings you. So this guitar solo was also incredibly spine-tingling, to say the least. I don't understand why this song hasn't become a staple of the set list. So the next song we're going to talk about is called Just Lust off the Good Music album. This song has just been played live 7 times. So it's a real headbanger. Joan Jett brings the signature swagger, the way she carries herself through her music, on display here. I love the echoey vocals she uses. Makes the song more interesting. I would put this song right up there with I Love Rock and Roll. I feel like Just Lust and I Love Rock and Roll are almost mirror images of each other. They both focus on a similar message of pursuing someone who you're attracted to. So the raspiness that Joan Jett used brought some extra passion to the table. Just an earth-shattering song overall. Probably my favorite out of this group of songs. So the last song that we're going to talk about today is called Just Like in the Movies, also from the Up Your Alley album. This song has been played live a solitary time, one time, just a single time in the long history of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I don't get it. Joan Jett sounds absolutely fired up here, approaches this song with a lot of anger in her voice. Everything works in tandem to deliver a memorable song, a song that you'll listen to and go, I dig it. So the melody and the lyrics will keep you captivated all the way through. Also, this song, in my opinion at least, comes with some high replayability. As soon as I finished this song, I immediately wanted to go back and hear it again, so I can easily see you listening to this song on loop over and over. Doesn't get stale very fast. Still sounds fresh every time, so an absolute gem in the collection, I believe. So I hope we'll hear this song live more often, along with all the other underrated songs that we talked about today. I feel like they've all earned some respect from us. Riding with James Dean might be bad luck. That's the only song with an unlucky number attached to it, 13, so that might explain why that song doesn't get played live. I don't know about the others. Makes no sense to me. Anyway, I just hope we'll hear more of these songs when it comes to live performances in the future. I think these songs hold their own against some of the more popular songs that you'll recognize immediately. Once you hear them, you'll understand why they deserve a chance. So, that's all I have for you guys. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Until then, rock on.